We asked me to come here and speak. My name's Reiss. I'll have to do my own intro in a way, if that's okay. I'm not bragging. I'm just glad to be alive like everyone else here, right? That's the way it is. Everyone, by survivors. How many people are survivors by applause? It's not hands, applause. Here's a clapping one here. How many oncologists are here? You know why? They can't bill us for being here, I guess. Hey, I've been there. You know, I figure if you want to get your results quickly, they should just change our health care plan. They should say the doctors cannot get paid until they call us with the results. And they have a lot of activities here. They have a bounce house, which is probably the only type of house you can afford to live in, Campbell, just so you know. I suggested this one time. I was at a cancer camp, you know, and they had different events and activities for people. And I suggested that with archery, instead of targets, they should actually use HMO executives. Cancer is that you're laughing, you decide to shave your head, right? No, it fell out. It fell out, see? Okay, well, I decided to shave my head. Because you know, people in the world, when we talk about cancer, some people are afraid to talk about cancer. They're afraid to learn about it. Sometimes when they see us, you know, they'll see us, we're bald or weak. I was so thin that my feet would slip out of my shoes. I had catheters in my back and urine bags on my legs because my kidneys couldn't process the chemo yet. But I thought, okay, you know, somebody look at me and they cringe and they go, you don't understand. You don't see me from the inside. You're looking at me from the outside. These bags that you see on my legs, those are knapsacks to climb to the summit. These tubes, these are ropes for me to climb out of the well of darkness into the light. And I said, you see a weak person, you see a thin person, you see a person that's fatigued. That's not me. That's what I'm doing to cancer. Right? So look at what I'm doing. Look at the spirit of the people that are out there. That's what those people miss, and they're afraid. But we know because we've dealt with our own mortality. You know, it's an odd thing. You know, people say we're survivors. I'm still not comfortable with that term yet. You know, because the raccoon that goes through my trash can is a survivor. Right? Right? The HMO guy who made money on vacation thinks he's a survivor. But I guarantee he'll never get to heaven because he won't be able to afford that deductible. Right? That's right. Because it's in your heart. It's in your heart that counts. And all you have is your life and your focus. And the reason I was wearing the gloves, when I went into the hospital, I was actually wearing boxing gloves. And the first thing I did when I was diagnosed with cancer, this is kind of weird. The oncologist says to me, you have cancer, right? So I said, oh, all right, so I got to go up. I have to go, they send me up to infusion. And I'm walking down the hallway, and what is the first thing I see in the hallway? A woman playing the harp. And I go, I'm not ready yet. I mean, I'd like to live in a gated community, but, you know, I'm thinking at least she's not wearing a robe and playing it and flying to the ceiling. You know, and then I go into infusion, you know, you see the people, they're pale, they're weak, they're exhausted, and those are the caregivers. I couldn't believe how out of shape caregivers are. Isn't that irritating? We're as sick as we can be. We see this big Oompa guy with a pot belly who's done nothing his whole life, just crunching away and going, he's healthier than me. And I was like, and so, but the thing is, I walked in there, and what I needed is a motivation. And people will say, you know, you have to be positive. That's positive. And that's not a term when you have cancer in my book, because if you allow for positive, what else do you have to allow for? A negative. And I go, there's no room for negative in my life. I said, I've gone from the world of health into another zone, the world of the sick, right? Because those are the only two worlds that exist for us. And we're going in the world of sick to survive, take on this monster that's trying to take us out. And we're going to, when cancer comes at us, it's like that lion that tries to eat the zebra. And the zebra's in its mouth trying to get out. Cancer's the lion, we're the zebra. We get out of that lion's mouth, and we're back in the jungle looking around, and we go, you know what we are? We are one mean-ass lion eating zebra. And we're going to take that lion at 7 years old. I've had cancer twice. I've had testicular cancer twice. So I have no testicles. So I'm a registered Democrat. Thank you. Let's face it, if you didn't have we have single-payer systems, and we would have health care, right? You have to fight. The gloves have to be up. This is the hardest part. The gloves have to be up. inside. Inside you have to be up. You can't be like this for life when you get out. You have to find a way to say, you know what, I will always fight the inside. There'll always be somebody vigilant inside, over where my tumor is. Just the way firemen stand over the wreckage of a room to make sure there's no fire, right? No spark, there's no spark. CT scan, no spark, no spark. And you have to go through that. When you go through those CT scans, I've been there, and I've had cancer tears. So I know what cancer tears are, because they just come like this, right? You're not even sobbing, you're just coming like this. And I do know that tears of grief are salty, but tears of joy are warm. And I go, where is this coming from? I said, Jack, my soul is sweating. But that's what I got on my side. So that's what I was reaching for. And so what do we learn? Is that we have that fight inside, but the outside is a relay. The relay is we're taking our spirit. Now what we went through, our spirit that got us through this, that call of whatever we are, that makes us so unique, that makes us cry, laugh, and sing, and have friends who are on the outside who come to us. We take that spirit and we go, you know what? I'm going to give this to the next guy, the next woman. I'm going to make it easier for them. I'm going to help them. I'm going to help the nurses. I'm going to make the oncologists do better. I'm going to do something. And that's the relay that we're handing off to somebody else. That's why we're all here. That's how we multiplied and divided and are out here. And cancer is back in the darkness where it belongs right now. Thank you very much for having me. And watch all the lipstick around. Oh, and just so you know, this is chemotherapy. You can feel it. Yeah. You gotta go as much as you can. I love women touching.